without further ado, our good friend Corey, who is here to join us to explain what it is that a summoner does, how they play into a group, and what they do most of the time when they're not just throwing pets at things. Corey, how are you today? How's things?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Beautiful weather except for the rain and the humidity.
Yeah, I mean it looks nice outside behind you. I know you moved into my old place, but
I did.
the rent is due at the end on Friday, so you know.
Yeah, and you kind of left a little bit of background, but that's all right. I'll
Yeah,
take
yeah,
care of it.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So let's talk about it. Summoner, one of the coolest classes in the game, has a mobile tank, has a mobile healer with them, and has DPS with them all at once. Is it better than a wizard? Is it worse? So, Corey, I think that we can have a little conversation here. Let's dive right into
Let's
it.
do it. All right. So, one thing I want to crush right away, and I get it. It kind of happened to me at the very beginning, as a lot of people say. I tried Summoner, I got to level 8 or 9, I got bored because it's only 2 buttons, and I never picked it up again. And I get that. We don't have a whole bunch of different nukes, different attacks. You have you summon 3 objects. Unfortunately, you can't see them. They haven't added visuals for them, but they start out as very weak, all the way up to at level 40. They're supposedly big, huge axes, but again, we can't see. You can summon a max of 3 of them, and then another button, which is the second button everybody refers to.
Yeah. Button 2.
Button 2 launches them at your target. That's the primary source. That's your nuke. But I think what a lot of people miss out on is the pets. At that level, you've got a Titan, you've got your tank pet. That's really about it. And he takes aggro, he'll snare targets. If you leave him on autopilot, he's going to run out of mana really quick. He's going to stop taunting, and you're going to die. It's that simple. But I know we'll get into some of the difficulty later, but
Yeah.
if you're paying attention and you're playing the class to its full ability, I don't know if I would say it's necessarily better as a wizard in some situations, but in other situations, I think it might be superior. There's a lot you can do with it. When you hit level 20, you get your water pet, your healing pet, and along the way you get the ice pet, you get the fire pet, but still you only have 1. When you hit level 20 and you get your healing pet or your water pet, now you can have 2 pets out. So now you can have your Titan, which is your tank pet, and you can have your healing pet. And
right.
At that point, you're very powerful. I mean, you've got your fire pet for DPS in a group who does a lot of damage, and there's a lot you can do with it. But it's tedious to get there. It can be tedious to get there.
It can. It definitely can. So I think we have some generalized questions and stuff like that about pets and how things really work. And like I know you do that. You explained kind of like the charge up, wind up thing, and then the release.
Yeah.
But there's got to be more to it than that. Plus, there's the whole maintaining of like the excellent damage shield that you guys get, which is definitely better than the Druid one. Now, is there a variance on the damage shield, unlike the Druid, where it's just a static amount based upon resistance?
No, it's a static amount. As far as I've seen, there's really no information out there, but from what I've seen, it is static with the mitigation and resistance and so forth. But if you really want to ask some good questions, I can go get you a good summoner.
Oh,
come on.
I'll do what I can.
We don't want good. We want great. We already got them.
All right. Well, then I'll stick around.
I agree with you. You got to be great.
Then I'll stick around.
My standards are very high when I play this game. Corey, you played a little bit of EQ, right? Did you play a summoner in EQ?
Actually, I didn't.
Oh, I was going to ask you what's the difference. Maybe you guys even know from. Were there multiple pets in EQ? I think there was only one, right? That you never had to deal with a healing pet, or I remember you would summon a pet over and over again to get the best pet. Is that still a thing in Pantheon?
Yeah, and that's true with not only summoners but also with some other pet classes, necros and so forth. When your pet has abilities at certain levels, and if you hit let's say you hit level 20 and your pet has an ability that's level 20, you resummon them, you may end up with a level 19 pet or a level 18 pet that doesn't have the ability. So yeah, you do need to sometimes resummon.
It's that drastic.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. Yeah. I think it's a level below, equal to, or a level above. But if you're at the level where that ability is showing up, it could take you quite a few summons and quite a bit of mana to get that ability.
Are there any reagents involved? Do you need any sort of materials or?
Not to summon the pet, to summon his gear. To summon the gear, you do have, and it's all different reagents, all different precious, semi-precious stones for each piece of equipment, which you're doing a lot of because it levels up. So you summon, standard equipment, then you summon, or simple, then standard, then advanced, then expert.
And it's more and more valuable gems as you level up. And they're, and now it's just a one-time thing though, or is it every time you summon the equipment? Because
it's one time, but typically I know I do, and I'm assuming most summoners do, is at least your main pets that you use, you're going to have them all equipped, so you're not swapping gear around. So typically when I do a set of gear or I'm summoning new gear, I'm summoning 3 pieces, one for each of my main pets.
Oh, right.
Okay. Is it like the Necro when you equip the pet, and if you dismiss it, the equipment will stay on them until the next time you summoned?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
It stays there whether they die, whether you release them or anything. It stays.
But on the Necro pet, can you give him like gear that's wearable by the players?
Yes.
But
that's the difference.
Right. On the summoner, that's not a thing.
No, but oddly enough, I understand the summoner pet does not wear pants because he just got that little swirl. But neither do Necro pets.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, pants matter. Or no pants.
They do. So I think Summoner is one of the more like kind of not really diverse classes, but it's highly specialized and can allow for you to kind of spread yourself out a bit, right? So I think that brings us into the more structured segment of the podcast. And I think we got some behind the scenes footage of you actually casting a spell. Is that right, Corey? Valor, what do we got here with that? Let's roll this footage.
Whoa.
Man. Pantheon got some killer graphics lately. When did that happen?
Very nice.
Yeah.
We upgraded.
Look at that.
Shout out to Balinor, the producer.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
God, you look so serious, Corey. Usually you're free flowing and vibing in the chat. There you look like you're concentrating.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I'd like to say I was CCing a target, but we all know that wouldn't be the case with a summoner.
Hey, you never know. So let's get into it right away. Versatility. How versatile is the summoner?
I mean, if I had to rate it on a 1 to 5, I would say probably around a 3 or a 4.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're soloing, you've got your tank pet, and again at higher level, you also have your healer pet. If you're in a group, you've got I use my fire pet. I don't use the ice pet much, if really ever. You've got your fire pet, who's doing DPS, who has a series of spells plus his physical attacks. You also still have your healing pet. My healing pet has actually saved wipes before, and
absolutely,
which is hard to believe because he's an idiot. He's not smart, but sometimes he just happens to get the right person at the right time, and it's good. And then you've got that damage shield you were talking about. Summoners do get Erudite Mind, so if you don't have an enchanter, we're kind of a Wish.com or Temu enchanter with Erudite Mind. Give you a couple of int. We can with readiness. If it's exposed, we can lower outgoing damage by 10%.
Yep.
So there's really a lot we can do, but a lot of it is pet based. It's not necessarily player.
Right. So, given that the pet is really the focus of your class, how well does that translate to solo?
It actually amazingly well, which honestly is one of the reasons I ended up rolling a summoner. Not only my first character I ever rolled was a paladin. I got to level 2, and I realized it's the same thing I've always done in every other MMO, tank and spank, sword and bug. So I wanted to try something different, and I went with the summoner. Your Titan pet as a summoner will hold if you if you're careful with his mana, and you can feed him mana. If he runs low, you can feed him mana. He will hold aggro almost indefinitely if you're careful with your nukes and your mana bombs.
So your pets have skills, but they have their own mana pool and they have to
Correct.
manage it, but you can help them restore it.
You can help them restore it. And also what I used to do when I was soloing is your Titan pet, especially at higher levels, has, I think, 4 abilities, if I remember off the top of my head. And if I'm soloing more difficult things, I'll turn everything off except his taunt.
Okay.
And I can still manually cast him. I can click on him and manually cast his abilities. But that makes sure that he always has mana to taunt, because that's all I need him for, is keeping the mob off.
Yeah. And do you ever do any soloing with just like fire and water or air or anything, or is it pretty?
I tried with my fire pet. The problem is aggro. I mean, as soon as I send out a good nuke and it crits, I'm gonna get aggro, and then I'm running.
Yeah. Then you're just hoping you don't die, or
then I'm sacrificing my pets just to try to get out of it.
Yeah.
I don't have to outrun the mob. I just have to outrun them.
Yeah. And now, given all these kind of things, the way that the shape of the summoner is in the group, does it feel the same as it does soloing? I know, like when I group with Eddie and Lynx and another summoner of ours, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we don't know about. So how is it? How is it behind the group with the group?
It depends on the group. If I'm with like you guys, like at Graveyard or whatever, it's much more laid back. I've got my fire pet out. I got my Healy pet out. I pretty much turn all their spells on automatic because I know the group, I know the area, I trust what's happening, and I pretty much leave them on autopilot. I do my nukes, I do my mana bombs, I keep the shield up, the damage shield on the tank, and I'll lower the outgoing damage. It's much more relaxed. If I'm in an area I'm not familiar with, or with people that I'm not familiar with, or helping lower levels, it's a little bit different. I'll turn a lot of the abilities off on the pets and almost like 3-box, I guess, for lack of a better term, control myself and the pets individually. So, and that's again where that versatility comes from, because you have that ability to do that.
I have some questions when I'm grouping. Like, for instance, the crystalline mending. Like, is that a random shot, or are you directing that towards maybe a melee or a tank directly, or how does that work?
It depends on the status the pet is in. If I have the ability turned on to automatic, where the pet can cast it wherever he wants, if we're in combat and somebody's taking damage, he's going to cast it. And again, he's an idiot. All right. So the tank might be taking a lot of damage, but he's got a lot more hit points, so it's not going down as fast.
Oh, okay.
And a healer gets hit once and loses more hit points, and my pet goes, "Oh my God, they're going to die," and throws a heal out to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
And that's a lot where I do a lot of times keep the water pet's auto heal turned off, and then I'll control it. I can F1 through F6 target a teammate and cast that real quick.
Yeah, and it's a channeled ability, right?
From the pet, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the other question, going back to when you first start, or what the things you choose and the versatility is, you basically said the ice pet is kind of like useless. What makes it not a viable choice for you?
I wouldn't say he's useless. I would say that the order that the pets kind of come in really dictates a lot of it. Get your Titan pet, which as a lower level, you're using it a lot. At least I did, because I was soloing a lot. So I kind of used that through most of the time, where the ice pet would have really been a thing.
No, ice and air pet, right?
Or air pet. I'm sorry,
okay.
Air pet. Right, air pet would have been a thing. And then I got the fire pet. And then I moved on to, then I got the water or the ice pet, which is the healer. So, and from speaking with a lot of other summoners, I asked a lot of questions when I was new, because I wasn't just new to summoner. I was fairly new to casting classes. And most people said the same thing. They're like, I never used them. I always went straight to fire. But with ash breathers, I'm almost wondering, and I haven't spent a lot of time there, if there's a lot of mobs there that are more fire resistant, maybe that's where the air pet is going to come in more handy.
Winks, you got a question for?
Yeah, it's kind of a group question. I was wondering because you have a tank pet. That's your Titan, right?
Mhm.
Have you ever been in group scenarios where you've been asked to actually keep it out as like an off tank option, or do you rarely ever, if ever, use it in group scenarios?
I've never been asked that in the a normal formed group where we have a tank or even a somewhat of a tank. I have been with a ragtag group of friends out there bopping around where there's really no tank and I'll have him out.
Yeah.
He does a really good job of healing aggro. He is also an idiot, but he's good at holding aggro. I don't know what
There's a theme here.
I'm feeling.
They're all dumb. I'll tell you right now, they're all dumb. I mean, you take 6 or 7 steps too fast, and they're like, where'd you go? And you gotta click the button to bring them to you because they're dumb.
Wow.
Yeah. So is it difficult to control these stupid pets?
Stupid pet trick.
It would be, but the devs actually put quite a few guardrails in place. The pets will never attack a mob that's CC.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Very nice from my perspective.
Yes.
That is huge because also they won't aggro. If I'm in Viz running through somewhere, if somebody invises me, I don't have a Viz. But if somebody invises me, I run through. They don't aggro anything. They just run with me.
Yeah, that's very nice to have as well.
Yeah. So the only time that and I'm gonna kind of throw myself under the bus here is I've been known to tab target and target the wrong mob and sick my pets on them and they run off and start attacking another mob. And of course I tell the group, I don't know what my pets are doing. They must be stupid.
We've all been there.
You've all probably seen me do it and thought, you know better.
Yeah.
I just blamed it on the pets. Now I know who to blame it on.
So given that you have some unruly pets with you, is the difficulty of the whole class high or low, would you say? Or somewhere in the middle?
I would say in the middle because a lot of it depends on how much focus you want to give the game at that time if you're doing something else and how intricate you want to be with the class. If you want to put them on autopilot and do your thing and just treat them as group members that are just doing their own thing, it's relatively easy. You just keep your damage shield up, keep doing your 10% damage reduction, and the group's happy. Do your nukes, your mana bombs, and you're happy. But if you really want to maximize it, get your maximum amount of power, then it's more difficult because you're literally controlling 2 more NPCs.
Yeah. So I mean, probably not the highest skill ceiling, but also definitely not the lowest. But it's kind of a fun medium. And give it all these things and like the good solo ability, the good group abilities and stuff. Would you say it's a powerful class?
I would say at level 20 especially is when it comes into its own new form and becomes extremely powerful at that point.
Yeah.
You can solo. You're an asset to a group. Before that, they're still powerful, especially lower level. You can once you get your Titan pet, you're out there soloing, or grouping. Although with a Titan pet, he doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Make sure you turn your taunt off on your Titan pet if you have it out in a group.
Yep.
Don't ask me how I know that, but always turn your taunt off.
How strong of a mob could you solo?
You can with the Titan pet at level 20 with the Titan pet and the healer, you could solo yellows, maybe an orange if you want to met in between.
That's really a lot of power.
But you can solo dark blues and whites nonstop without ever having to take a mana break if you plan accordingly. It might be not the fastest kills, but your Titan pet will hold aggro. Your healer pet will keep them healed, and you can go literally hours without having to med unless you get in.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really good.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And it can be exciting. It's a fun class. You just got to get to level 20.
Yeah. So if you could make a change to the summoner, what piece of tool or what kind of kit or something that would you like to see as part of the summoner?
I know almost every summoner, including myself, would say a little bit of mix up our damage a little bit so it's not all boom, 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 boom. But I also play a Necro, and I'm hitting 5 buttons to dot the target, and then I'm done. You know, I think any class you're going to have that. So, I mean, honestly, oh, I know. How about we're all old school EQ players. We're a summoner. Why can't we summon players? How about calling?
Yeah, that would be that was
Call the
that's what I was
hero.
hoping you were gonna say.
You guys
Call
are
the
listening.
hero, baby.
Call the hero.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah.
got
We
4
all want
votes
that.
right here.
Oh,
We summon corpses, we summon food, we summon water, we summon pets, we summon equipment for our pets.
Yep.
Let us summon players.
Let us
Yeah.
summon a person, please.
Call of Eddie G. You know, sometimes you
Even-
don't know
even
where
if
I
I can-
am.
Even if I can only summon Eddie G, I'm a happy guy. Let me
Yeah.
summon
Love
somebody.
that.
It'll save us all a lot of time.
Yeah,
That's pay to win.
yeah,
I don't
wouldn't
know.
it? Yeah.
I like that.
Well, Corey, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for explaining
Yeah,
to us
thanks
what a
for having
summoner
me.
is.
Thanks for having
Anytime,
me.
come back here, and don't forget the rent is due Friday, and electric is not included.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I watch every episode. You guys
You
are a
should.
blast. So
We
I
want
like
to
and
interact with
subscribe.
you. Yeah, that's how we make our bones here, by the give and take between the community and such. And we've got a Patreon going, so
Yep.
everybody, we want everybody involved. And
Yep.
Guys, show these
I
guys
learned a
some
lot
love.
about the summoner. I knew nothing about this class.
Yeah.
I just remember in EQ they used to give me water and food because I was always out.
Yeah.
Now I know the mechanics.
Somebody asked me the other day because I stopped. I'm like, I'm on my way. I just got to stop and grab food and water. They're like, you don't summon your own food and water? I'm like, man, no, it's so cheap. I don't want to have to summon it every time I log in. So,
right.
But yeah, I do summon it for a lot of times. Somebody be like, can you give me
Yeah.
some food and water? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, sure you go. There you go.
There you go. All right. Well, thanks, Corey.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Thank
guys,
you.
it's been a blast. Thank you very much.
Another member of Dizak Imperials on the Veil of Azirius server.
We are recruiting.
Yeah, come on
Always.
down.
Could be you, or all of you.
Yeah, I'll even sign a virtual autograph. Come
Yeah,
on down.
those
Trying to go.
vintage-
I haven't even gotten one of those.
Oh, damn.
No.
Well, all right. I'll make sure you get one.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.
All right, later, guys.
Bye.